You look obviously the Spanish, but even the French boys, you have to keep the ball. You get away with it against lesser teams, but when you come up against the better teams, eventually they will break you down. Okay, it was on penalties tonight, but England were lucky they got the penalties.
Yeah, but you're right, because we've been, but I remember when I was a kid, I was at like the national school, if you like, Lillishore, an FA thing, and it's the same things have been getting said for so long, and it's like, we say the same arguments, the same things every time they go out, but when's it ever going to change? What will change it? I mean, you're involved with the FA, and we're changing this with the kids, smaller side pitch. Do you think that will make a change for when we go into a tournament like that? Well,
it won't make a change for 2 years' time, because you've got to start working on kids of 5, 6, 7 years old so that they come through. You can make short-term changes to the way that some of the junior international teams play, but the fundamental skills and game awareness and things, they've got to be embedded in 15, 16, 17-year-olds. Yeah. The academies, the level of coaching's got to be better throughout the game. We ask England managers, we sack England managers, but they can only play with the group they've got. And I think with the group we had this time, we were never going to outplay teams.
Yeah, but
no matter what system we
we're talking about playing like the Spanish or this Portuguese, we do this, and no disrespect to Roy Hodgson, if you like, but he has a set way of playing. So we have an England manager who plays very, defensively, 2 banks of 4, and then we're talking about, we're going to change this for the kids and do this, and we're going to get players playing between the lines and doing this and skill for that. And we don't even play like that. So, and he's the head man of England.
But England have produced top players in terms of Paul Scholes, Paul Gascoigne, which would get in most international teams, but they still haven't done it at international level when it comes to big tournaments. What is the mental problems with England set up? We saw again the penalty shootout tonight. Going into it, you just couldn't see England winning it. Okay, you might think because they rode their luck, but what is it with these players when they come to the big games that you see them every week in the Premiership, being top players, the Gerrards. Gerrard never got a kick tonight. Parker in the middle of the park got near nobody. Rooney, okay, he's not played much.
But don't you think
get a kick tonight?
Don't you think we overhyped the Premier League a bit too much?
Absolutely, of course.
And we equate that with England.
Yeah, we do.
And they're not the same thing at all.
And the reality is the creative players, the goal scorers in the Premier League are predominantly
But to me, England's still underperforming the big tournaments. They still don't do enough. Whatever you can say, bad luck or whatever it might be.
Do you know, there was a moment, and I think the stats possession-wise are pretty damning. 36% over 120 minutes tonight against Italy.
That's embarrassing. That's what you'd expect maybe when a Championship team plays a Premier League team in the FA Cup away. It wasn't even like we were in Italy. It's a neutral venue. I mean, that's embarrassing, really.
The strange thing tonight was that Italy didn't keep the ball with any tempo. They almost allowed us to get back into shape and then played in front of us, and they played at a very slow tempo. We looked physically very drained, and
right from the start.
Yeah, that comes from how you've played through the whole tournament. We say it at the start, every time one of the players talk, it's hard work, commitment, how great it's been. But as Stevie said, they'll eventually catch up here, and I was proving that today.
He got cramp by just after the hour mark. Usually players go on with cramp, in the last few minutes of extra time. Steven Gerrard, who's, we spoke about coming into the competition, one of the reasons Rio Ferdinand was left out, because they didn't think he could play 3 games in a week or so. To me, Gerrard's the same. What's up with these players? Is it mentally so tiring to play for England? It must play its part.
Yeah, he got cramp, but Gerrard's been one of the few players who you'd say, wouldn't you, who's done well in this tournament.
Yeah, he's done well in an average group. Tonight was the night where, I'm not criticising Gerrard, of course he can't do it on his own, but to be going on with cramp just after an hour says a lot about where some of the players are at mentally.